By the grace of God and by the blessings of all the enlightened men in the world who are and who will be, in the days we all live in the world institution, where everyone strives for peace, in such a place we are all here, this is only the grace of God. My obeisance to the feet of Reverend Baba and others, my salute to the saints. So the Ram Katha of 9 Day in this building of World Organization, nearly 193 countries sits here to establish peace in the world. For the sake of safety and security, poverty should be removed, illiteracy should be removed, diseases should be eradicated. Dignitaries of many countries sits here on many agendas from time to time. In this place, the Ram Katha of 9 Days and Manas, we are singing and listening that by keeping in focus that the entire world is a family. Then Baba told me that perhaps Bapu, come for the day, you come, my salutations to you. Jetha Dada is here, I bow to him. Namaste, our revered Keshwanand Ji, who came from Dwarka, and my salutations to all of you from the Vyaspeeth stage. Jai Siya Ram, Baba, will you sit there? I came straight from the airport. So first we'll give some blessings. As you have come, we will get your blessings. The whole world is mine. This is yours. That is, in such a world, wisdom of India, the sage of India declares that leave this yours mine, become generous. Mind, the entire world is a family. This whole world is a house. The world is a big home. It is a home. This is the whole family. So I have said many times that the word truth is glorified in the Upanishad. You will find truth. When we come in Bhagavad Gita, the word equal is pushed. Everything said as equal. Even at the same time and in this journey, we move forward and come to Ramcharit Manas, then there is truth there because Rama is truth. There is equality. There is no disparity in Ramcharit Manas. There is no equal to the lowly, nor is there any great or special person in this world. There is no one like lowly in that period which people considered inferior. No one was so inferior. And at the time of Vashisht, no one is great, but equality, not even a bit of partiality. It was established while coming to the Ramcharit Manas, the 2 lines which we have raised in the form of seeds for this katha, in which Tulsidas Ji is using all the words, everyone, again and again means all. Vinobaji had once said that we who are one word ego, which is a Brahm word, should be left out of it a little. And if we remove ego, then there should be peace in the world. We should remove ego from ourselves and there will be peace. Tulsidas Ji. This is what we are working on. This is our work. This is all of us. That is why our saints repeatedly say, everyone be happy, everyone be peaceful, be enlightened, everyone be lovable. All of these we, all and all we. In this form, he talks about Indian wisdom. The world is one family. And a good question has come, is there 100% peace in this world? Whether it is Rajpeeth, Vyaspeeth, Gyanpeeth, Karmapeeth or Bhavpeeth. Be it Prempeeth, whatever the Patanjali Peeth, any Peeth, it is glorious. But can there be 100% peace? There is big dialogue is needed. This decision for and this world organization for peace and the idea that this institution is running in this institution has a lot of Indian philosophy, whether one should accept it or not. But the more I am seeing it, whatever information I penetrate to me, some of the information that Asit Bhai has also sent, which I see that all these are taken from our Vedas. Everything is already there in the Manas. There is a lot of joy in it. So can there be 100% peace in this world? Then element of passion is needed while making a world without it. The creation of the world is impossible without it, and where there is element of passion, there is some disturbance, even if there is 100% peace in the world. But yes, it can be. It's not impossible. But 33%, 99% peace can be achieved. It is not possible to have remaining 1%. It is difficult because through element of passion, the creation is created, virtuous qualities follows, quality of darkness, then fusions. And if there is 99% peace, what a big achievement, what a big achievement. So, in this sense, I want to communicate to you that 33% of the people thought should convert it into good thoughts. 33% should be considered. From 33% of the person to the world, speech becomes good speech, and 33% from the world to the person, the behavior converts to the good behavior, then there can be 99% peace. We would all like it to be 100%, but I mean, personally, you need not agree with me. But only 1% less by passing with 99% marks. What a great achievement. So good thoughts. Let me start with myself, as I am sitting here in world organization by the grace of these saints. Then good thoughts, good conduct, and always companionship will become 3 times 33%. Suman Bhāe, after chanting Manas, I came to the conclusion in my personal capacity that the thought is Brahma, the words are undoubtedly Brahma. But the thought is also Brahma. If the thoughts of my sages were not Brahma, then we would not have knowledge of Brahma. We would not have Brahma knowledge. We would not have knowledge of spirituality. We would not have knowledge of yoga. We would not have knowledge of Vedas. If someone becomes completely thoughtless, this is this consciousness. Whatever is the process, this is a different matter. But let me personally say that thought is also Brahma. And if God is good, there is a famous spell of Ragvet, Ekam Sad Vipra Bahuda. Death is also Brahma. Brahman is the truth. Fire is also truth. Marut is also. Truth is there. Indra is also true. You take up the whole spell. So the good thoughts is Brahma. But this thought should not be only for the self alone, but for everyone. When it is only for self, then, as the name benevolent character came up, only Bharat can say, this is mine, this is another. These are the words of narrow-minded people. But generous character says, the world is a family, is our proclamation. So 33% of the good thoughts pervade the society, and there are many levels of thought. It can be a very complicated subject. If it happens, then first of all, our thinking should be truthful. Sometimes we have to speak the truth to others, but there is no truth in our thoughts. If someone has won an award, then we truly say, thank you. The thought process stops to wonder, where did this person win from? How did they get ahead? As living beings, we all go through this. So, young brothers and sisters, first of all, you are educated and read a lot of literature from around the world. Google also helps you, providing the knowledge of the entire world. In your hand, within your grasp, I was informed that only one person can perform the arti, and the rest are not allowed. But then, slowly, we Indians, we enter slowly, little by little. I told people to first agree to whatever they say. If they ask you to sit in a certain direction, just sit in that direction. Gradually, we Indians adapt. Indian people in Bharati, then Gujarati, wherever there is a Gujarati, I was surprised when Ashish told me that one person said it's okay. Then I requested to have 2 people, one standing here, one standing there at least. I said, if you don't allow even one, then give me the plate. I'll do the arti myself. Yesterday, I saw 3 or 4 people here and there. Instead of 9 days, we stayed longer, so people had to vacate their quarters. Because good thoughts have great importance. That's why we have the word good thoughts. In Gujarat, there was an organization, Sad Vichar Parivar. Haribhai Panch has 33% good thoughts. Our thoughts should be good and truthful. And that's why I am attempting to call thoughts as Brahma for the first time. I am taking this courage because we have called the good as Brahma. So thoughts are Brahma, speech is Brahma. There are many types of speech. Firstly, we see what we call Akashvani, celestial voice. And that celestial voice descended in the form of hymns or other forms into the wisdom of sages and then transformed into Vedic speech. First celestial voice, then Vedic speech, then sages used a third type of speech, Nabhivani, which rises from the navel. In Gujarati hymns, it is mentioned that words rise from the lotus of the navel. So, Nabhivani is also there. And there is another type of speech, Lokvani, speech of the people, and Santvani, speech of the saints. But among all these, the ultimate speech is silent speech, Maunvani. Swami Vivekananda said that the world needs silence because silence contributes greatly to world peace. So, silence is an amazing form of speech. Vedas mention para, parapashanti, and madhyama types of speech. Distinguished people speak in these forms, while ordinary people like us mostly speak Vaikri speech. We have Vaikri in our destiny. Any institution, place, or organization should expand 33% of good thoughts, and then 33% of good speech should rise. In the form of Vedic speech, celestial speech, Nabhivani, Lokvani, Santvani, or Maunvani, 33% peace can come. Finally, silent speech. Silence doesn't just mean staying quiet, but the happiness of the mind is called silence. The more our mind remains happy, the more silent we are. Restlessness is not silence. Even if you speak for hours with joy, you are still silent. Silence, in this context, refers to the hall of this institution where world leaders gather to discuss world peace. Our late Prime Minister, Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee, spoke in Hindi for the first time there. I remember a time during the 1962 conflict with China, perhaps in 1962, when the late Krishna Menon spoke continuously in English for hours in the Security Council or at some meeting there. Gujarat has a special reason for pride because when the UN was first established, our very own Hansa Mehta was a permanent member, and later Vidya Lakshmi Pandit also played a significant role. It gives me immense pleasure that in this institution, whenever a country loses its leader, be it a prime minister or president, the flag of that country is flown at half-mast according to the rules of the UN. However, if someone not holding an official position or not being the head of state passes away, the flag is not flown at half-mast. The only exception to this rule was Mahatma Gandhi. Though he held no official position, when he passed away, the UN flag was lowered to half-mast. This was a salute to his noble words and virtuous thoughts, recognizing the power of good speech and good thoughts. This is a salute to good conduct. From what I know and what you all are aware of, I have limited knowledge. When I used to teach in school, there would be a lesson or two about the UN. So I taught the children and learned a bit myself. Today, I have the opportunity to speak before you, but you all are already knowledgeable and have access to all information. So, the discussion was about two people being able to perform the arti. A question arose about what would happen if we offered incense after the arti. I said that my Vyaspeeth, seat of discourse itself, is like the incense of a 9-day meditation. This incense is effective. It carries the fragrance of great personalities. We are just offering this supreme incense. Good thoughts and good speech, followed by the challenging step of good conduct, true behavior. If all three are present in 33% each, then any institution can be considered successful in achieving world peace. This complete success is what we aim for. This event can happen, and this institution is here for that purpose. It strives for peace, and efforts are made to promote peace as much as possible. India has contributed many peace mantras to the world. After every mantra, we say, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I appeal to you with these lines. May everyone receive the boon of happiness. May everyone be granted wisdom, and may we all respect truth and goodness. In these two lines, the essence of Ramcharit Manas is captured, where it says that all people should love one another, everyone should live happily. We think about everyone. Therefore, the naming of this discourse is Vasudhaiva Manas, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world as one family. The concept of family is clearly defined by scholars. What is considered a family? Is it just a house with 4 walls, 2 children, and their parents? No. When India says Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, good idea, 33%. Good thought that in our opinion it should be true. And that is why, for the first time, I am daring to call thought Brahman, because we have called Sada as Brahman. Therefore, thought is Brahman, speech is Brahman. Today, this, tomorrow, that, because this, the intellect should be, is unadulterated. Adultery of the intellect brings very bad results. So because of the adultery of the intellect, we are that super being, the super-mindedness, the being of the world, of which our sages insisted, the world being. If they are not able to reach there, then there are solutions, there are 3 remedies for curing the distinguishing intellect, adulterous intellect, ego intellect, and there are 3 ways to purify this have been told by the Bhagavad Gita. By doing yagya, it eliminates distinguishing intellect. The discrimination is removed by the yagya. If you perform any yagya, the stones of the yagya may remain in the hall, but the smoke of the yagya, you cannot stop it. It will keep spreading. Its form will become divine. So the discrimination is purified by the yagya. That is why our yagya came in the country. First of all, we worshipped fire, considered fire as a deity. The sages started the Rigveda by saying that the most fire was found as a priest. Yagya destroys the distinguishing intellect. There is no praises in the yagya. There are only offering. This is mine, and that's your is diminished in yagya, because in the yagya, one has to say, Idam Agne Nam, for everyone, there are 3 things which can purify the polluted intellect. The distinguishing through yagya, then the ego intellect, the second important intellect, will be purified through charity. You will say that those who donate are mostly more egoistic. Become egoistic that we have donated this much. We have donated this much. We have donated this much. Donation means sacrifice. Dedication will free us from ego. The more we do less, the more we start giving, the less will be the amount of ego, or else we should start thinking about whatever God has given through yagya, donation. The egoistic intellect gets purified. Through sacrifices, meditation and penance, the intellect, which is full of vices, wanders, it will settle down in a place through meditation. In meditation, one has to sit in one place. In our Ramcharit Manas, the words Ati Sundar, very beautiful, are used 9 times. Ati Sundar, very beautiful. Ati Sundar, very beautiful. Who is very beautiful? Everyone is very beautiful. The whole world is beautiful. Who is very beautiful? Tulsidas ji says about this 9 times while repeating it. Anyway, this is another subject. But penance, sacrifice, donation. By penance, the intellect is purified and the adultery of the intellect decreases because you have to sit in one place, sit on a seat. You have to imbibe death rules. You have to sit, do exercise, do retraction, sense, do meditation, etc. And then ask Baba, In order to correct the formula of all the psyche, a human being should be at the center, and by keeping a human being at the center, consider your thoughts to be pure, all. Thinking, good thinking, these are all the words of our scriptures. Brahmavani, Gagan Brahmavani, Tulsi said, Brahmavani and Brahmavar. When we look at many great men, we find that this man is not just a human. It seems to be Brahma. This male is a form of God. A man cannot be like this. If we look at Thakur Ramakrishna Paramhans, then it seems that he cannot be the man with the body of 5 elements. He looks like a human being, but his conduct is what he is. Brahma in Brahma ethics. If they are immersed, efforts are being made to make peace in the world through the World Organization. In every way, their programs are auspicious, that everyone should be auspicious. It is good. While sitting in this place, we too should sing a some name of Rama, and who has sea at countryside during Navratri. When there was yagya of deity in Talgajarda, then who would have been so prosperous in the village? Then if it was the Bonashtmi, in my childhood, I saw that people come from small houses, bring some ghee in a bowl, and bring it to Pandit, and tell Pandit that use this ghee in the yagya of Avnashtaki from their side. So here is the yagya of peace is going on. So I brought ghee in a small bowl from Talgajarda. In this yagya, some sayings, some name of God, by remembering God and the Indian sages, because I would like to say once again that there is a preponderance of Indian ideology in the Bandaran here. This is why we came here. This is why, if the Katha is sung everywhere, then God has called me here too. There is nothing special for me. I also said that yesterday that it does not matter to me that the value of the Katha here has become very amazing. No, I once again say I should do the Katha in Yuno or Una. You go Una from Mahuva, Tulsi Shyam. For me, the Katha is the supreme. And even though surely there are talks of world peace here, so I put some 1 bowl of ghee inside it. That is why we have come. A person wrote a letter to me saying by doing Katha in Yuno, the world will get peace. I replied, till least you keep peace. Be patient. Why are you being impatient? Let us leave the world behind after listening to the story. Let there be peace in our small families too. That too slowly, peace everywhere, came to Gandhi's readers. Everywhere there was such peace in Gandhi Babu prayers. So the Bapu said, being, earth, family, this is whole earth is our family. I do not think that any others can give such an idea, and no one can give except India, entire world. And when I came, many people used to say that what will happen? I said what will happen everywhere. Will do there too? What else will happen to it? Why are you all giving so much importance to all this? My job is that for 9 days I will sow the seed, then the cloud and earth will do the rest as it likes. The words of Sai Makarand are that I will sow the seed, then the cloud and earth will do the rest as it likes. Our work is in this form. In this manner, some are having dialogues. We enter the order of the Katha. Before that 2, 3, 5 minutes. When will Ram tune should have played here? When will name of Rama could have chanted here? Yoga has entered. This is confirmed. Yuno has confessed that Yoga Day happens and all the yogis in it will be. And our respected Prime Minister made this effort, and this is my personal intention. It is my personal intention that our Baba has sacrificed a lot in this. They endured the yoga from the Granth and the caves, which was in the Granth and in the caves. Yoga brought it to the ground. And you also came into this ground. This is also a yog. All yog happens. This is also a yog. So when in the world, the worshipping being done here and now, that which has not been seen. Tulsi says, which is never seen, neither heard, nor do we never accept. The incident which our mind do not accept. That is why there is nothing else special in it. So come and let's chant God's name for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we will move the order of the Katha forward. We will do the celebration of birth of Rama. We'll surely do. I do not know whether any Ravana died here. But we will also give Ravana enlightenment. will not kill, give enlightenment, because the formulae of being is to give enlightenment and also to create, so that there should be a new creation. Again, while demolished a building and to turn it into a field, there is a newly constructed building standing behind the attitude of demolishing the old building. A blueprint is standing behind. In this form you have come, then we'll do Garba dance also. When it's here possible to do Garba dance, so we'll do what we can. Many people standing outside who are unable to come were standing in sorrow. But I said on the first day, which was yesterday, that I am keeping everyone with my platform and speaking. Listen from wherever you are and enjoy. Let's chant God's name.
akhila bisva yaha mora upāyā akhila bisva yaha mohi barābari dāyā saba mohi barābari saba priya saba adhika manuja mohi bhāe manuja akhila bisva yaha mora upāyā akhila bisva yaha barābari dāyā saba saba par mohi barābari dāyā विनोबा जी का ऐसा मानना है कि एक व्यक्ति
Vinoba believes that a person who walks 100 steps with a good idea is welcome. But if 100 people take an idea and walk only 10 steps, then it is much better. We have come here to glorify it all. One book, our country has written it. This book is the glory of the country, but this book has given the thought to everyone. So I am saying that it feels good. If you listen to it, then why are we not able to connect all of them together? The same institution has happened many times that it has given an opinion against India, yet in India, never leave it. India is committed that we will not enter into any further discussions on this. But whatever needs to be given to the organization by us and other member countries must be given. India's full part will always remain in the organization. Sometimes, towards its decision, yes, the India has definitely expressed his views, his own views, but it never went away, because the idea of the India is everyone should live like a family. Everyone should live with love and affection for each other. So why is this not happening? Leave about the world, man. Even in a family of 3 or 4 people, it's often difficult to live together harmoniously. We are talking about the whole world sitting here. We are discussing this while sitting here because the organization is doing it. That's why it's not just 2 or 3 people. Today, someone wrote to me saying that, yesterday, Bapu, you mentioned that those who are younger should be seated in the front, and those who are older should sit behind. As one gets older, they have to move to the back because the child will sit in the front. So someone humored that that's why we make the wife sit behind on the scooter. Someone wrote today that talking about who is bigger and who is smaller is a mistake. To say who is big and who is small, Lord Rama says that I have created the entire universe, and this declaration is a proof of that. And I have equal mercy on all, from one beast to the great man. I have equal mercy on all. Yes, according to his deserving, he can catch mercy or not. Based on his worthiness, the rest is equal mercy. After creating the whole creation, I shower the same to all. Because all are beloved to me, everyone is dear to me, because I have grown, because I have created. But I also said yesterday that God would say, all of these, all are dear to me, all are mine. I created all, but among all, I love human the most. So there should be praise of human beings. There should be praise of human beings. I should once again say that Mother Kaushalya told Lord Rama that you appear in the form of human. The world needs human beings. The one should be in the form of human. Then we are not able to do this. What is the reason? I think our intellect is contaminated because of 3 reasons. There are 3 reasons for the impurity of this intellect, and there are also 3 ways to purify the intellect. If we understand this correctly, then every human being represents the concept of the Supreme Mind, as discussed by Arvind. And the idea of the world human, as Vinobaji talked about. There is a need for a supreme person, and from time to time, someone comes who fulfills that role. That is why I said in the beginning that whatever the Buddha man has become, whatever he is, whatever he will be, by the grace of all this, today we are here. Otherwise, where would we be from here? So my brothers and sisters, there are 3 reasons for polluting our intellect. 3 reasons why our intellect has been polluted, and there are 3 remedies. To purify him, it seems that one of the reasons for this is discrimination. We are not able to give equal kindness. Bhagavad Gita is great. The singer of the Gita is great, who said, I remember this piece again and again. All are equal in my eyes. In the Vibhuti Yoga, some manifestations are very great, while some are relatively small, but all are equal, but everything is equal. Intellect of differentiation. When we read the human rights that this organization has declared, it seems that it has only the idea of the whole of India. Someone honor or not, but this is the only truth. Whose thoughts are these? All this comes in the manifesto, then many India of sages in human rights. If we go 5,000 years behind the ideas of that period, today everyone has to accept and there are human rights in the human rights document. There are of three types. One is the distinction of intelligence. That is why Gurudev Tagore had once said that you awaken our nation in such freedom where the world is divided by social walls. I don't know English, you all know. You know more than me that Bapu does not speak English. Our Baba speaks English fluently. He used to speak English wonderfully. Wherever he went, he used to speak the language. But when I used to study in SSC, then a poem of Rabindranath Tagore used to come in English. It's a few lines. I like that line very much, that the world is not broken by social walls. Discrimination should be destroyed. Increase. Pardon me. I am trying. I have repeatedly made us. Girdhar Dada was our English teacher. He made us memorize it. So, I remember a part of it. That the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wars. Right? I recited the entire poem, but it was left out because what use do we have for English? Our work in Gujarati is going very well. Yet this language is of importance, and I was very inspired. I memorized this song completely. Tagore says that awaken my country to such freedom, awaken my country to that time where words emerge from the depth of truth, where the essence of speech is revealed. Come out from the depth of truth. Word came out. Tagore said a lot of big things, and he have praised Indian knowledge so much that where our knowledge is free from fear, there is no fear in knowledge, then the discrimination of the intellect is spoiling our intellect. In this great and small, even within this framework, those who are big have some authority, while the small have none. Truth remains truth regardless, and there is a Security Council. One department. Some people have entered it, even after trying for so many years there, in which there is an Indian idea in the Constitution and the views of the sages, but there is some difficulty in gaining entry there. This distinction pollutes our intellect. In Gujarati, it is said, do not differentiate, do not create divisions. Whatever wall of discrimination is there in Gujarati, it has to be broken. There should be system. There must be order. Swamiji is a renunciant, a sage, and a saintly ascetic. Yes, this elder is traveling the world with his knowledge, and that's fine. But there is an arrangement that he sits there and I sit a bit higher, and this does not make me any greater. It's an arrangement that if I need to speak, I sit here. If I need to listen, I would be there. Tulsidas Ji says that the differentiation of big and small is itself a mistake, that this is big and that is small. So discrimination has spoiled our intellect. One reason for corrupting the intellect is discrimination, indifference intellect. The other reason is that While roaming around, even seeing our own intellect, it seems that how corrupt our intellect is. We get to know this while doing our own self-study, an inner homework that the intellect is polluted. The second reason is the ego in the intellect, that there is no intelligent like me. Intellectual arrogance is difficult. Intellectual arrogance and differentiation, ego, are challenging. This is creating obstacles and hindrances in the kind of person we aspire to be. The differentiation, and thirdly, the presence of a perverted intellect which is unable to make any clear decisions, are contributing factors. Irrational intellect. I don't know what they are going to do. In our countryside, in Gujarat, it is said that 7 or 8 mothers were sitting and crying. Then someone went and said, "Mother, why are you crying? Is anyone died?" They replied, "No one died. Everyone is fine in the village. It has been 5 years. We are on the way. No one dies in this village." "Then why are you crying?" They said, "We don't have any work, so we thought let's cry a little." Adulterated mind, no judgment. Let's go to Vadodara. What is there in Vadodara? Let's go straight to Mumbai, Panipuri, Pav Bhaji. No decision. Today here, tomorrow there. Today this, tomorrow that, because this the intellect should be, is unadulterated. Adultery of the intellect brings very bad results. So because of the adultery of the intellect, we are that super being, the super-mindedness, the being of the world, of which our sages insisted, the world being. If they are not able to reach there, then there are solutions. There are 3 remedies for curing the distinguishing intellect, adulterous intellect, ego intellect, and there are 3 ways to purify this have been told by the Bhagavad Gita. By doing yagya, it eliminates distinguishing intellect. The discrimination is removed by the yagya. If you perform any yagya, the stones of the yagya may remain in the hall, but the smoke of the yagya, you cannot stop it. It will keep spreading. Its form will become divine. So the discrimination is purified by the yagya. That is why our yagya came in the country. First of all, we worshipped fire, considered fire as a deity. The sages started the Rigveda by saying that the most fire was found as a priest. Yagya destroys the distinguishing intellect. There is no praises in the yagya. There are only offering. This is mine, and that's your is diminished in yagya, because in the yagya, one has to say, Idam Agne Nam, for everyone, there are 3 things which can purify the polluted intellect. The distinguishing through yagya, then the ego intellect, the second important intellect, will be purified through charity. You will say that those who donate are mostly more egoistic. Become egoistic that we have donated this much. We have donated this much. We have donated this much. Donation means sacrifice. Dedication will free us from ego. The more we do less, the more we start giving, the less will be the amount of ego, or else we should start thinking about whatever God has given through yagya, donation. The egoistic intellect gets purified. Through sacrifices, meditation and penance, the intellect, which is full of vices, wanders, it will settle down in a place through meditation. In meditation, one has to sit in one place. In our Ramcharit Manas, the words Ati Sundar, very beautiful, are used 9 times. Ati Sundar, very beautiful. Ati Sundar, very beautiful. Who is very beautiful? Everyone is very beautiful. The whole world is beautiful. Who is very beautiful? Tulsidas ji says about this 9 times while repeating it. Anyway, this is another subject. But penance, sacrifice, donation. By penance, the intellect is purified and the adultery of the intellect decreases, because you have to sit in one place, sit on a seat. You have to imbibe death rules. You have to sit, do exercise, do retraction, sense, do meditation, etc. And then ask Baba, in order to correct the formula of all the psyche, a human being should be at the center, and by keeping a human being at the center, consider your thoughts to be pure, all. Thinking, good thinking, these are all the words of our scriptures. Brahmavani, Gagan Brahmavani. Tulsi said Brahmavani and Brahmavar. When we look at many great men, we find that this man is not just a human. It seems to be Brahma. This male is a form of God. A man cannot be like this. If we look at Thakur Ramakrishna Paramhans, then it seems that he cannot be the man with the body of 5 elements. He looks like a human being, but his conduct is what he is. Brahma in Brahma ethics. If they are immersed, efforts are being made to make peace in the world through the World Organization. In every way, their programs are auspicious, that everyone should be auspicious. It is good. While sitting in this place, we too should sing a some name of Rama, and who has sea at countryside during Navratri. When there was yagya of deity in Talgajarda, then who would have been so prosperous in the village? Then if it was the Bonashtmi, in my childhood, I saw that people come from small houses, bring some ghee in a bowl, and bring it to Pandit, and tell Pandit that used this ghee in the yagya of Avnashtaki from their side. So here is the yagya of peace is going on. So I brought ghee in a small bowl from Talgajarda. In this yagya, some sayings, some name of God, by remembering God and the Indian sages, because I would like to say once again that there is a preponderance of Indian ideology in the Bandharan here. This is why we came here. This is why, if the Katha is sung everywhere, then God has called me here too. There is nothing special for me. I also said that yesterday that it does not matter to me that the value of the Katha here has become very amazing. No, I once again say I should do the Katha in Yuno or Una. You go Una from Mahuva, Tulsi Shyam. For me, the Katha is the supreme. And even though surely there are talks of world peace here, so I put some 1 bowl of ghee inside it. That is why we have come. A person wrote a letter to me saying by doing Katha in Yuno, the world will get peace. I replied, till least you keep peace. Be patient. Why are you being impatient? Let us leave the world behind after listening to the story. Let there be peace in our small families too. That too slowly, peace everywhere, came to Gandhi's readers. Everywhere there was such peace in Gandhi Babu prayers. So the Bapu said, being, earth, family, this is whole earth is our family. I do not think that any others can give such an idea, and no one can give except India, entire world. And when I came, many people used to say that what will happen? I said what will happen everywhere. Will do there too? What else will happen to it? Why are you all giving so much importance to all this? My job is that for 9 days I will sow the seed, then the cloud and earth will do the rest as it likes. The words of Sai Makarand are that I will sow the seed, then the cloud and earth will do the rest as it likes. Our work is in this form. In this manner, some are having dialogues. We enter the order of the Katha. Before that 2, 3, 5 minutes. When will Ram tune should have played here? When will name of Rama could have chanted here? Yoga has entered. This is confirmed. Yuno has confessed that Yoga Day happens and all the yogis in it will be. And our respected Prime Minister made this effort, and this is my personal intention. It is my personal intention that our Baba has sacrificed a lot in this. They endured the yoga from the Granth and the caves, which was in the Granth and in the caves. Yoga brought it to the ground. And you also came into this ground. This is also a yog. All yog happens. This is also a yog. So when in the world, the worshipping being done here and now, that which has not been seen. Tulsi says, which is never seen, neither heard, nor do we never accept. The incident which our mind do not accept. That is why there is nothing else special in it. So come and let's chant God's name for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we will move the order of the Katha forward. We will do the celebration of birth of Rama. Will surely do. I do not know whether any Ravana died here. But we will also give Ravana enlightenment. Will not kill, give enlightenment. Because the formula of being is to give enlightenment and also to create so that there should be a new creation. Again, while demolished a building and to turn it into a field, there is a newly constructed building standing behind the attitude of demolishing the old building, a blueprint is standing behind. In this form you have come, then we'll do Garba dance also. When it's here possible to do Garba dance, so we'll do what we can. Many people standing outside who are unable to come were standing in sorrow. But I said on the first day, which was yesterday, that I am keeping everyone with my platform and speaking. Listen from wherever you are and enjoy. Let's chant God's name. So in the order of the Katha, yesterday in the conclusion of the first day's Katha, we all worshipped Hanuman Maharaj, Pranav Pavan Kumar Khalban Pavak, Gyan Ghana Jasu Hriday Aghar Basai, Ram Sar Chapadhar. Hanuman is not just a monkey. If it is beautiful, not only a monkey, worship it, because Goswami calls the ninth thing exquisite beautiful in his psyche. Think with careful mind. Extremely beautiful part. Extremely beautiful means what we can call as extremely beautiful. It's this which. There are some mysterious aspects of humans, let alone leave it aside through it. Anyway, we all worship Sri Hanuman. Hanuman is beautiful, as Rama is Mangal Murti. Similarly, Hanuman is also Mangal Murti. Mangal Murti, Maruti Nandan. Our saints say that the cuckoo, if the cuckoo speaks, it will speak sweetly. The nightingale in the form of Valmiki will speak. It is natural for the cuckoo to speak sweetly. And the parrot too will speak sweetly. Shukdev ji will speak sweetly. There is nothing special in this. The parrot will speak well. If you teach him something bad, then it is a different matter. But happiness is spoken by Bhagwat. Sweet is spoken by Valmiki. But if the crow speaks sweetly, that incident can happen only in Ramayana. Sweet words were spoken by the crow. So glory of the crow who speaks sweets. If a person speaks sweetly, then it is understandable. Any person who speaks sweetly, beautifully, his speech is good. About Lord Krishna's Lord Vallabhacharya says, everything is sweet, there is nothing bitter. So Sriman Mahaprabhu Vallabh God says, Madhura Dhipte Rakhilam Madhuram. So the crow said sweetly that this is a special event in the psyche, so a human being should speak sweetly, a man should speak sweetly, but in Ramcharit Manas, a monkey speaks sweetly, Hanuman spoke sweetly, a monkey speaks sweetly, so Hanuman has special praise. About Hanumanji we have yesterday. Did worshipped, after that, in the work of Lord Rama, the campaign of Kingdom of Rama was to establish Kingdom of Rama in the world. Ram is synonymous with love, Ram is synonymous with truth, Ram is synonymous with compassion. Then love is the kingdom of compassion, the kingdom of truth, the kingdom of virtue, the establishment of love, kingdom. Whenever I say in the word Kingdom of Rama, I immediately say that Kingdom of Rama means the establishment of the kingdom of love. When Goswami describes Kingdom of Rama in Uttarkand, then he makes a very lovely introduction. Kingdom of Rama means that all people do mutual love each other. This is the Kingdom of Rama. The kingdom of love, so who were serving in the journey of the Lord Rama, the monkeys, the bears, the forest dwellers, etc. Kaul Kirat, all these were worshipped by Goswami. The worshipping of the smallest servant came in the Manas. After that, Goswami says. So the one who is the supreme Sitaram of Ramcharit Manas is worshipped. In his famous stanza, Tulsi worships him and introduces him.
Shri Radhe Jai Radhe 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 Shri Radhe Shri Radhe Hari Bol Shri Radhe राधे जय जय राधे श्री राधे श्री राधे जय जय राधे जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, तो कथा के क्रम में कल पहले दिन की कथा के समापन में हम सब ने हनुमान जी महाराज की वंदना की। प्रणवमु पवन कुमार खलबन पावक ज्ञान घन, जासु हृदय आगार बसई राम सर चाप।
Hanuman is not just a monkey, he is beautiful, not only a monkey, so worship him, because Goswami, name, calls the new thing very beautiful in his psyche. Careful mind Karipuni Shankar, Agai Katha Kahan, exquisite, exquisite. What does it mean? Whom to call it exquisite? If you leave it aside from the mystical side of this psyche, then we all worship Sri Hanuman name. Maharaj Hanuman is name, beautiful. Ram Mangal Murti is also name. Hanuman Mangal Murti Marut Nandan. Our saints say that if the nightingale cuckoo speaks, then it will speak Madhuri or Madhuram, Madhurakshram Valmiki, the Kaukila who has spoken, Vande Valmiki, that banana to the cuckoo is sweet, it is natural, and the parrot also speaks sweets. Sukdev, name. Sweets, there is no big in this. There is no big special incident. The parrot will speak well. Yes, if you teach him something bad, then it is a different matter. But happiness is said by Bhagwat, Madhur spoke, Valmiki Kokil spoke, but the crow said sweetly. That incident can happen only in Ramayana, sweet words and of Jim. So Kaga Crow spoke sweetly, his glory, and if a man speaks sweetly, then it is understandable that if any person speaks sweetly and beautiful, his speech is sweet. Then Lord Vallabhacharya says, everything is sweet, there is nothing that is in sweet. So Shriman Mahaprabhu, name. Vallabh Bhagwan says, Madhuradi Patirakhlam. Madhuram to crow Madhur Bole. This is a special incident in Manas. So a human being should speak sweetly, a man should be Madhuvachi. But in Ramcharit Manas, a monkey speaks sweetly, Hanumana speaks sweetly, a monkey speaks sweetly. So Hanuman name has special praise. We worshipped Hanuman name on the first day yesterday. After that, the campaign of Ram Rajya in the work of Lord Rama was that Ram Rajya should be established in the world. Ram is synonymous with love. Ram is synonymous with truth. Ram is synonymous with compassion. Then love is the kingdom, compassion. Whenever I say the word Ram Rajya, I immediately say that Ram Rajya means the establishment of the kingdom of love. When Goswami name describes the kingdom of Rama in Uttarkand, he makes a very lovely introduction. Ram Rajya means that all men are mutually loving. Love each other, love one another. After that, Goswami name says that the one who is the head of Ramcharit Manas, Sitaram, is worshipped and introduced by Tulsi in his famous Chaupai.
Janaka Suta Jagajana सीता जी की वंदना करते हुए तुलसीदास जी जो 3 सूत्र लेकर मैं दुनिया में गुरु कृपा से और आप सबके आशीर्वाद से घूम रहा हूं, वो तीनों सूत्र सीता की वंदना में है।
Tulsidas, while worshipping Sita, I am roaming around the world with 3 sutras by the grace of Guru and the blessings of all of you. All 3 sutras were in worshipping of Sita. Janak Suta Jaga Janani Janki Janaki. Janaki means Sita. Sita means truth. Sita is very beloved, love, truth, very dear and compassion. This which is worshipped, in this is the worship of truth, love and compassion, the worshipping of thought. The person is there. Sitaram is the real Brahm, but the thought is worshipped.
अतिशय प्रिय प्रेम सत्य, अतिशय प्रिय और करुणा, ये जो वंदना है इसमें सत्य प्रेम और करुणा की वंदना है। तो जनक सुता मानी सत्य, जग जननी जानकी, अतिशय प्रिय प्रेम और करुणा। हम जरूर तो महान नक्शिक पवित्र हो ऐसे व्यक्ति की वंदना तो करते हैं, लेकिन हम विचार के पूजक हैं।
We do worship such a person who is a great man, but we are worshippers of thought. We worship thoughts, who have good thoughts, who have true love, who has true compassion. We worship them by touching their feet. Swamiji says we have the intellect, but we do not have a wisdom, O Mother. So purify our intelligence, which is full of distractions and mud.
चरण कमल बंद राजीव नयन धरे
So in these 4 lines, in 2 stanzas, Goswamiji worshipped Sitaram, but in a way that the world should not be confused. He immediately revealed that they are 2 in play only, but they are one, this United Nations, which is, and whatever it is, its principle of singularity also does apply here, that we shall become one, not 2. The formula of singularity. Hands to each other, made a logo, and it was written in it that we all work together. Till today, no one has worked. It's not like no work has been done. I am just making fun. There is a lot of work has been done in Mahua. A lot of work has been done. But there are hands in it. I had also talks with the politicians too. While talking to them, I make fun. We all should be together. All are one. Have mercy, Lord, that we shall become one and we shall relate to the one Radha Mohan.
Radha Mohan Sharanam. देखो भाई, सत्य हमेशा शिवम ही होता है।
Truth can never be unbenevolent. Truth is Shivam, and only benevolent truth is beautiful in the world, in such institutions. There are three things that should be maintained, kept in the mind, not on the sayings, in the mind. One is Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Second is, world is a family. And third is truth and love. But whatever is written can be erased, but which is not written cannot be erased. So written is unwritten.
एक तो सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम, दूसरा वसुधैव कुटुंबकम और तीसरा सत्य प्रेम. પણ લખેલું તો ભૂંસાઈ જાય, ન લખ્યા વગરનું જે હોય ને એને કોઈ ભૂંસી નહીં શકે. तो शाश्वत है क्योंकि लिखित अलिखित है. सत्यम शिवम सत्यम शिवम ईश्वर सत्य है, शिव है, शिव ही सुंदर है. सत्यम शिवम सत्यम राम अवध में, काशी में शिव का, वृंदावन में. दया करो प्रभु देखो इनको, दया करो प्रभु देखो हर घर के सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम धरती माता. दया करो प्रभु एक बने सब, सबका एक वसुधैव कुटुंबकम सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम सत्य प्रेम करुणा.
If there is a wonderful formula, then all should become one. Duality disappears. Non-duality. All these should be one, so that the idea of Advaita is in the foundation of this institution. So no one believes that Sita and Rama are two. For Leela, there are two. There is only one Brahm. She has taken on the mother's body. The same Brahma has taken a male body for Leela, just as water and wave are the same. but the names have become different. Water is the law of science. It remains on the entire level. But if there is a little wind, a wave rises in it, and they say, water, and this wave, voice. And its meaning is the same. But in speaking, Tulsi would say, by worshipping Sitaram, no one should think that these are two.
गिरा अरथ जल बीच सम कहियत भिन्न भिन्न। वाणी और अर्थ जल और तरंग की तरह कहने में वो दो है, तत्वतः न भिन्न। बंदऊ सीता राम पद। मैं सीताराम के चरणों की वंदना करता हूँ, जिन्हि परम प्रिय।
The one who is depressed, sad, defeated, in sorrow is very dear to him. Such Sitaram was worshipped by Goswami. And after that, God has many names. He has infinite names. 1,000 have already given in Mahabharata. So 1,000 names of God. But that infinite names. The name is infinite. His forms are infinite. His qualities are infinite. His characters are infinite. Yet God has many names. While worshipping him, Goswami Ji says, I worship the Rama name of God from these names. I am worshipping that name. It's not like other names are not good. If you have a child, then his name is the name which is registered in the school with his birth date. But the parents calls their child in by other nicknames, like some calls Muna, some calls Munu, some calls something else, and some calls Gotu, some calls Chotu. All these are all with their own expression. Some of them calls Gago, some call Hako, some calls Gadho. We have decided 3 stages. So calls Budho. So as parents call their child by the other name with their feelings, in the same way as Supreme Element has infinite names. But Tulsi likes the Rama very much, so I worship that name in a special way. That is why Goswami worshipped the name of Rama in the finite. The name of Rama was worshipped because, sir, this is Kali Yuga. In the golden age, people could meditate. It was easy. Even today, meditation is done. Baba has dedicated his whole life to the knowledge of yoga, so meditation will definitely come in the process. But in the golden age, it was natural that everyone could assimilate meditation. But in the age of darkness, they could not do it. It is not so. But the nature of the truth was that of the golden age. Meditation was natural there. And when the silver age came, then the yagya became predominant. People used to perform yagya and experience the ultimate through the bhāe yagya. Then when the copper age came, people worshipped the God for hours, did prayers, worshipping went on. In the age of darkness, it's not like meditation is not there. It's not like yagya is not there. It's not like the prayers for hours is not there. But in the age of darkness, it's not that simple, natural for ordinary people like us. Only the effect of the name in the bud, although the influence of the name is in the 4 ages, in the 4 Vedas, Tulsi says, with claim, desire of thoughts. In the 4 ages, in the 4 Vedas, the glory of whatever name of God you like has been described. Then for people like us, in age of darkness, the glory of the name is amazing. The devotional songs are there. The ages washes away the tradition. And which name whoever likes, whatever name one takes as in Krishna, Rama, Shiva, in his process of worship, I repeatedly remember Kabir in this context. The well is one, but water carriers are many. The utensils are many, but the water in all is same. Like that the from infinite names of God Tulsi says Raghuvir is even God's own mother, Kaushalya, called him Raghav, never called him Rama, did but very less. Some calls Raghuvir as Rama. Some used call Raghav, some used to call Raghunandan, some used call Raghuvir, some used to call Kaushalya Nandan, some used to call Dashrath Nandan. Tulsi says, because of my own emotion, out of these other names, the name Rama is very dear to me, and that is why I worship this name. And Goswami sang the glory and veneration of the name Rama in 72 lines. Resort a few lines.
Vidhi Harihar Ved Maso Abuna Mahamantra Joi Kasim जपी देगी प्रिय संग भवानी ये हरि किए भूषण वर्षा ऋतु रघुपति भगति तुलसी सारी सुरा
If there is a wonderful formula, then all should become one. Duality disappears. Non-duality. All these should be one, so that the idea of Advaita is in the foundation of this institution. So no one believes that Sita and Rama are two. For Leela, there are two. There is only one Brahm. She has taken on the mother's body. The same Brahma has taken a male body for Leela, just as water and wave are the same. But the names have become different. Water is the law of science. It remains on the entire level. But if there is a little wind, a wave rises in it, and they say, water and this wave, voice. And its meaning is the same. But in speaking, Tulsi would say, by worshipping Sitaram, no one should think that these are two.
वेद प्राण वेद का मानो प्राण है, राम नाम। अगुण अनु राम तत्व निर्गुण है। अगुण मीन्स इस अर्थ में निर्गुण है, निराकार है और गुण निदान भी है, अनुपम है, सभी उपमा से बाहर है, निरूपमेय है। अगुण अनुपम
The essence of Ram is nirgun, meaning it is formless and yet the source of all qualities. It is incomparable, beyond all similes, and indescribable. Goswami Ji says that this great mantra which people chant describes Ram's essence as nirgun. This great mantra is both a name and a powerful incantation. Lord Mahesh, Shiva, himself, chants this two-syllable Ram mantra, giving it the status of a great mantra. And through the practice of this mantra, he ensures liberation in Kashi. It is said that at the end of one's life in Kashi, Lord Shiva whispers the Ram mantra into their ears, leading them to liberation, no matter what kind of person they are. The greatness of this mantra is such that it is both a name and a powerful incantation. Due to the virtue of Ganapati's name, he became the first to be worshipped in the world. When the question arose about who should be worshipped first in the world, all the deities began vying for the position. Indra claimed he should be worshipped first, being the king of gods. Brahma and other gods also demanded to be honored first, leading to conflicts. This competition for being worshipped first is one reason for the troubles in the world. In both the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, the question of who is the foremost deity to be worshipped is addressed. In the Mahabharata, during Dharmaraja's sacrifice, the question arose about who should be worshipped first. Though Shishupal and others were ready to be worshipped, it was decided that Krishna should be honored first, which led to much dissent because true reverence cannot be attained through competition, but through devotion. People remember someone first due to reverence, not competition. In this competition, all the 33 crore deities vied for the first position. That's why I mentioned the number 33 today, like the 33% reservation for mothers in our country. This number 33% is very dear. One thing, though, that could bring peace is a dog. This is just a metaphor. I hope it doesn't turn out that way. May God prove me wrong. But without the rajas, passion quality, creation cannot be completely peaceful. You can command the ocean to be still, but it won't happen. It is an inert element and will remain in its own rhythm. My point is, when it comes to who should be worshipped first, Brahmaji suggested that all the gods should participate in a competition, each riding their respective vehicles, and whoever completes a circumambulation of the earth first would be the one to receive the first honor. So, all the gods set out on their vehicles. Indra rode his white elephant, though he should have realized that an elephant cannot run as fast as a swan, Brahma's vehicle. An elephant is such a large creature. How could it compete? It is only the unfit who strive to be worshipped first. In reality, when the world honors someone first, it becomes evident who truly deserves it. All the gods, 33 crore of them, set out. Ganesh Ji was told that since he is Ganapati, he should also participate in the competition. Ganapati replied that even though his head is that of an elephant, he has the wisdom to understand that he should not participate in the race. His body is large and his vehicle, a mouse, is small. How could he ride such a small creature and compete? There is a story of the frog in the well that jumps into a well so big, Ganapati is the god of wisdom. I thought that I should sit on such a small vehicle, but due to my fat body, wisdom forbids it. However, in our times, young people often work and serve in large weddings and events, and when they are asked to host a party, they readily agree, even if they don't fully understand what it entails. I had an idea to make a meal for my dear friends with churma lattice, dal rice, and a dish with gourd and papad. The lentils have peanuts in them. What's the use of adding peanuts to this lentil dish? For the past 19 years, I haven't figured out why they add these nuts. Are these nuts necessary for the recipe or some spices? But the women insist on adding them. Anyway, I nervously said, Baba, I will have to host a party. When I mentioned a party, they explained it meant a gathering with food and drink, as is common everywhere in the world. So I said, okay, I'll go along with it. When I came to America, I arrived a day early for my program. I told them that after so many years of listening to Ram Katha, 4 days ago he said, I will come. The impact was so good that the young people were motivated to serve. They decided to organize a traditional meal that reflected our Indian culture rather than a typical party. They wanted to uphold the dignity of our traditions. He said, if I want to, I have to stay with everyone, meaning that if someone else throws a party, they feel obliged to do the same. Similarly, when Ganesh Ji was asked to participate in the race, he agreed. Now, imagine the scene. Ganesh, with his enormous body, riding on a tiny mouse. Despite his size, he is known for overcoming obstacles. Ganapati, with his curved trunk and large body, shines like millions of suns. He is the remover of all obstacles, ensuring the success of all endeavors. This image is truly amazing. He must have told the mouse, just go at your own pace. And they started their journey, calmly and steadily, while others raced ahead. It's like in the story of the great Olympic race, where everyone was running fast to come first. In this scenario, Narada Ji also set out.
Shriman Narayan, Narayan. Bhajman Narayan, 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 Shriman Narayan, Narayan.
Suddenly, Narad Ji arrived, and all the gods saw that Narad Ji had come. Naturally, they had to pay their respects to him. However, if they went to offer their respects, someone else might advance ahead. So, the gods cleverly decided to act as if they hadn't seen Narad Ji at all. Many of them did not acknowledge him, treating him as if he were unseen, and then they went on their way. So, the gods devised a clever plan. They would have to pay their respects to Baba, get out of their vehicles, and do prostration. After that, they would directly start the satsang and kirtan. While others tried to bypass Narada by ignoring him, the discerning Ganesh said, "Oh, let it be. I won't compete to be the first in the worship. I will not be the first in the competition to be the most honored." Lord Narad ji arrived, and the sage arrived. Ganapati ji offered his respects to Narad ji and said, "Maharaj, you have come, which is a great blessing." Narad ji then asked, "I am a knower as the Trikalaj. My presence is everywhere. But what is happening here? I don't understand this. What is this? I am a knower as the Trikalaj, as mentioned in the Ramayana, and my presence is everywhere. So, what is this program or event all about?" He said, "Who should become the first worshipper? Whom should be worshipped first? This is his competition. You want to become the first worshipable by circumambulating the earth. Then, as a deity, I am set aside. Since you, Babaji, have arrived, I offer my respects." Hearing Ganapati's discernment, he said, "You are indeed worthy of being the first to be honored. Because you have developed reverence for the sage, and as the teacher's feet say, reverence is the beginning of all progress and greatness, the first faith to be glorified, Adav Shraddha. Then you have expressed conscience for me with faith, then I will tell you a remedy. Write Ram on the earth and circumambulate it, because Ram is the essence of the universe and the creator of Maya. Every atom and particle is infused with Ram. Circumambulating Ram is equivalent to circumambulating the entire universe. This is just the earth. In the galaxy and among countless galaxies, how many earths are there? Tell me." Thus, circumambulating Ram is like circumambulating all the universes. The Ram mantra was written and Narad ji performed its circumambulation. In the world, everything is still in procession, and here the tilak was given for the first worship to be of Ganpati. So, amidst all this competition, Ganpati was established as the first to be honored, and thus Ganpati was indeed the first to be worshipped. With whose majesty? The majesty of the name of Ram. There is nothing that Ram cannot do. Lord Shiva considers the name of Rama to be a great mantra. Even though Ganapati did not initially wish to be the first to be honored, the Ram name made him the most revered in the world. According to Goswamiji and poets like Valmiki, they said in reverse, Mara, 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 and became pure. And by uttering the name of Ram, one becomes righteous. By uttering Mara, Mara, one becomes pure. This is the custom. Valmiki is also proof of that. Bhavani used to recite the Ram name every day 1,000 times, then do the kitchen. Parvati had a fast. So it took quite long. So Lord Shiva said one day that, Goddess, you recite the name thousands times. I respect your rule, but then you get tired and are late in doing house chores. Do one thing. Speak Ram once. It will be equal to 1,000. Repeating Ram Ram brings joy and delight. The name Ram is comparable to the recitation of 1,000 names. O beloved, O creator of the universe, the Ram name is supreme. O the beautiful one. Why is she called O the beautiful one? Why did Vishwamitra ji address this? Vrahanne means beautiful. Anan means face. Look at the couple. When speaking to his wife, he said, what a beautiful thing. The term Vrahanne was used for Parvati. However, it seems there was a misunderstanding. Varanane means the best, and Ananda means face, so it refers to the one with a beautiful face. Only one who has Ram on their face can be called Varanane. There was a misunderstanding in hearing it. She told her husband, O Vrahanne, the name of Ram is Varahanne. O one who brings joy, look at the divine couple of Shiva and Parvati and their harmonious relationship. Now, the whole world should achieve completeness. This is certain, but make the world free from discord and explain the essence of true joy. How do Vishwamitra brings, meditating on the name of Rama, absorbs the mind in his transcendental divine consciousness. The word Rama comes from the root Ram, which means stop, stand still, rest, rejoice, be pleased by repeating name of Lord Rama. Rama is joy, Rama is delight. By chanting this mantra is comparable to the chanting of 1,000 names of Vishnu. Once you say Ram, it will happen 1,000 times. Since then, Parvati started chanting the Ram Mahamantra and became the Acharya of Pativrit Dharma in the world. By reciting the name of Ram, she succeeded in that stream and became the Acharya of Pativrit Dharma. The turn came in the order of Shankar. From the churning of the ocean, poison emerged. Now who will drink it? Everyone ran for nectar, but Lord Shiva was told, Maharaj, who will drink poison without you? And Lord Shankar took poison in the vessel, and drinking poison he remembered Rama. He added poison and Rama, and Pandit Ram Kinkarji Maharaj says that when poison was combined with the name of Ram, the poison was consumed, and a union of poison and Ram occurred, Visharam. The union of poison and Ram led to tranquility. This is a beautiful interpretation by the Pandit Ji Maharaj. The poison, known as Kalakuta, was drunk, and the result was that the world received the nectar. Always drink the nectar of the name of Sri Ram. The Rama name is very glorious, like Ramcharit Manas. The divine Leelas of Lord Ram in the Treta Yuga are being invoked through his name in the Kali Yuga. For people like us in the Kali Yuga, the easiest and simplest path to the Supreme is the name of God, the name of Hari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was no less than a scholar, but when he became immersed in the Mahamantra, he threw all the scriptures into the river and with raised arms chanted Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. The Mahamantra is the name of the Lord in the Kali Yuga, and it is the only means of salvation.
Kaho kahan lagi naam badhai Ram sabari naam gungar.
The glory of the Supreme Being's name is such that no one else can fully describe it. Even if someone asks Lord Rama to explain the glory of his name, he would say that he cannot sing the glory of his own name because the name is greater than the deity himself. The name is greater than Rama, and this illustrates the immense glory of the name, not just the form of the person. A person cannot be known from the identity, but by name. Someone came to Manhattan and told India that a person was in Manhattan. He wears pants of such color. He wears such a t-shirt. His height is this much. He walks by putting his hands in pants pockets. Some people has this habit. So the humor that both of them had to go on. So someone should tell his full form, fair complexion, so and so. But if you do not give the name and address, then it is difficult to find this person. But if he does not give anything, only the name of the person is known, then the person could be easy to find. So the name is much more powerful than the identity. Receiving a name helps, but in this Kali Yuga, many people criticize that repeating Ram 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 like a parrot is of no use. However, just as Sukdev repeated the name, we are also engaged in this practice. Repeating the name is what suits us. In the Kali Yuga, our Karma Yoga will not be ego-free. In Kali Yuga, our devotion will also not be free of conceit. In Kali Yuga, Our knowledge will also be presented to claim that we are knowledgeable.
Nahi kali karman bhagati Ram naam avaram
Swami Goswami Ji spoke about the glory of the Ram name in the context of name worship and the significance of the name. Following that, the narrative continues with the story of the Ramcharit Manas. It is said that Lord Shiva first created the Ramcharit Manas and, after composing it, did not merely memorize it but established it in his heart. When the right time came, Lord Shiva opened his heart before Parvati and narrated the story. That same story was later given to Kagbhasundi by Shiva, who then narrated it to Garud. The story eventually reached the great sage Yajanvalkya at the holy place of Prayag, who passed it on to Bharadwaja. Tulsidas says, "In this tradition, I heard this story from my guru in the sacred place of Sukar. But at that time, I had childishness, ignorance. The benevolent guru told me the Ram Katha again and again. Then I sat down with some thoughts in my mind. Then I decided that I would make this story a language. I would convert it into Prabandha Kavya." So, Tulsi told us the entire journey of Ramcharit Manas in this form. There are 4 ghats in the Ramcharit Manas where Lord Shiva is seated and narrating the story to Parvati, providing both love and knowledge. The Yajanvalkya story represents a ghat of continuous tradition because the Genge, Yamuna and Saraswati flow there. It is a ghat of sequential knowledge. Kagbhasundi narrates on the Nilgiri mountains to Garud, which is considered a ghat for worship and spiritual practice. Tulsidas Ji narrates the story to his own mind, sitting at the ghat of surrender, Sharanagati, and the ghat of devotion, Prapati. In the shadow of these 4 great teachers, we and all our speakers and saints continue to sing the same story. This is a brief history of the narrative. Tulsidas begins the story from the ghat of surrender, Sharanagati, and then leads us to the ghat of action, karma. This is very significant because there is a great fear that by taking surrender too lightly, we might become negligent. There is a concern that if we believe we don't need to do anything and that everything will be done for us, we might fall into negligence. In Indian literature, negligence is equated with death. So, every after surrender, Sharanagati, we should also perform the fixed karma that came in our part. We should fulfill our responsibility, our duty. Therefore, Tulsidas takes us from the ghat of surrender to the ghat of action and advances the story from Prayag to Yajnavalkya Maharaj and Bharadwaja. This is the sequence of the narrative. We will enter this tomorrow. For now, I will conclude my statement and stop speaking here. Gradually, the reading of the Ramayana by Bhusundi will be completed, and then Baba will give his blessings. Following that, there will be an arti before that.
Baro और 1 मिनट हरे राम 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 सीताराम हरे राम 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 सीताराम राम राम हरे राम 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 सीताराम राम राम ये हरे राम 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 सीताराम राम राम हरे राम 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 सीताराम राम 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 Ram 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 Sitaram Ram Ram Hare Ram 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 Sitaram Ram He Hare Ram Ram Ram
So, we conclude the dialogue of the second day of the Ram Katha here. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. we will continue. And this evening at 5 p.m. we will meet at the same place, right? At the Taj, where I will meet everyone at 5 p.m. For an hour, please keep this in mind. My salutations to all of you in the name of Ram of the Katha, Jai Shri Ram. Now, we will pray to the revered Baba who has arrived to bless us. But first, let us once again, with devotion.
Bhagavan priya Bal Krishna Bhagavan priya Sadguru Bhagavan priya Namaha Parvati Pataye